It can be much tougher to make it in the Bay during all this rain and wind. It turns out it's also a lot harder to sell or even buy a house. Agents and potential buyers tell us they're pulling back from even listing or looking at homes while the weather is so bad. Too many things to focus on inside the home, they say, and too little time to focus on making things just look good. And if you're looking for a home, high prices and high interest rates mixed with high wind and rain, all keeping people away.
A buyer doesn't want to be trudging through the rain and the wind to get to an open house or to get to a showing. A seller, meanwhile, is probably, trying to deal with kind of making sure that they don't have any flooding or that their home is still in great shape to look its best for a potential buyer.
Our business and tech reporter Scott Budman tracks the Bay Area housing market, rain or shine. You've a brief break right now. Scott, thanks for joining us. What are agents telling you about the last couple of rainy weeks?
Well, Janelle, as you can imagine, it's been a slow market in an already slow market. But even those who want to sell their houses, we talk a lot about curb appeal and how things look. If there's debris, if there's a mudslide nearby, if there's flooding, it's really tough to get people into the house. And, like the person from Zillow said, if you're in the market for a house right now, you're probably saying right at this moment with an atmospheric river happening, it may not be the best time because how do I know how the house really looks or really, all that stuff. So there are all these little factors that say, hey, in a slow time, not just because of high prices and high mortgage rates, but also because it's the winter, an atmospheric river makes things even slower.
Yeah, for sure. Well, agents, what do they think? Will it improve when this atmospheric river is gone and the weather gets better?
Yeah, I think on both counts. I mean, once the weather improves, yes. And also, we're in the dead of winter right now, so sales are traditionally slow. This is, no matter what the mortgage rate is or the pricing or anything like that, kind of a slow time. But as we get into spring, agents tell me that's the really busy time in the Bay Area and the rest of the country. People are thinking about new jobs. They're thinking about new schools for their kids, and the weather just is going to be better, and that makes the curb appeal nicer, and it brings a lot of people to these open houses. They do say, though, if you're really a go-getter and you can find some houses on the market, and we did find a few, you're much less likely to be outbid or one of several bids right now because people are holding back as the rain comes down.
So maybe a chance of a better deal. I shouldn't say a good deal because it's so expensive here, but maybe a better deal because you don't have so much competition?
Exactly, and that's part of the reason here in the Bay Area that it's hard to get a good deal because you're competing with so many others, especially for a limited inventory these days. They say, yeah, the inventory is still pretty limited, but so are the number of people that are willing to go to an open house. So they say, hey, if you're willing to go out in the rain, give it a try. You may have, like you just said, less competition for that house.
Okay, Scott Budman live. Thanks so much. Have a nice weekend.